surprise, for I too am a Pokemon trainer. That's right, Squirtle, I choose you. Squirtle.
Hey, what it do, paisanos? It's your boy, the Balding Bambino, back at it again. And today, I saw a tweet today that made me so, genuinely upset that I had to make a video about it. Maybe not genuinely upset. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but because this is driving me nuts, and I don't think a tweet is gonna do it. You know. So, ladies and gentlemen, as many of you know, I'm a Pokemon feller. I like the Pokemons, pretty good, epic style. And you know, a lot of people like Pokemon. It's the biggest grossing media franchise in the world. But as many of you know, Logan Paul, one half of the blowjob brothers, known as the Paul brothers. Some of you may know he's a Pokemon fan, and I use that in quotes because he's not actually a fan. He's a tourist and a grifter in the Pokemon space. Look at what he just look at what he did to the trading card game, right? I think that's evidence enough for why this guy should not be taken seriously in regards to anything Pokemon related whatsoever. As you will see, Logan Paul represents a very large portion of the quote-unquote Pokemon fandom, which is to say, a generally large amount of people that we in the Pokemon fandom refer to as Gen 1ers. What a Gen 1er is somebody who only likes Generation 1, or at the very least they hold Generation 1 in the highest possible regard, even though, let's be honest, it's really not all that good. Listen, I say this as somebody who is playing through Fire Red right now actively. Granted, I know that's Gen 3, but it's a pretty faithful remake, so it's basically Gen 1. Gen 1's not that great. There's literally nothing special or interesting about it. It's literally only popular because it was first. That's not to say it's not good, but just like, it's definitely one of the least interesting things that Pokemon has to offer. Anyways, Logan Paul had to chime in with quite possibly one of the worst tweets I've ever seen. Like, this is up there with the fucking, the breastfeeding babies thing. You know the one. I'm not even going to put the words on the screen, but you know what that says, right? Logan Suicide Forest Paul says, "Idea for the Pokemon Company. I think there is a massive opportunity to capitalize on the decades of nostalgic equity that fans have with the franchise. The same frenzy that originally propelled Pokemon into mainstream culture lives within millions of adults that yearn for the feeling of the original games provided. Every 2 to 3 years, I find myself picking up a Game Boy and running back Pokemon Red/Blue/Crystal/Gold on the original cartridges, beating the Elite Four with just as much joy I had as a child. It's a cycle that's been happening for the last 15 years of my life. Admittedly, however, I don't have as much of a connection with the newer Pokemon, although Annihilate and Baxcalibur have my heart. So, I think the Pokemon Company should create a remastered game inspired by the OGs. Can I pause? Pause. I don't like to pause in the middle of the thing, but pause. Can I just rant slightly about how much I hate the term OG and how that has become like internet lexicon to just mean original? Oh, you guys know what OG means, right? It means original gangster. It's like a hood term. Hey guys, Whitey here. We shouldn't be saying a OG to refer to a fucking video game, because the video games are not original gangsters. They're games. Now, unless you wanted OG to stand for original game. Fair enough. I'll give you that. I'll give you the Kirk point on that one, Logang. But no, you can just say original. Like the tweet, you're already using a verified tweet where you can tweet as many characters as you want. You might as well just say original. I fucking hate normies, dude. I fucking hate them. So, I think the Pokemon Company should create a remastered game inspired by the OGs that mirrors the original pixel graphics, combines the best generations of Pokemon, and introduces adaptive NPCs that evolve alongside the player. Old school vibes powered by modern technology that gives players the ability to connect to the internet for easier trading/battling, downloadable content, etc. You know what's crazy about this is that aside from like the pixel graphics that he wants, this is literally just every modern Pokemon game. Even the shitty ones, like even Sword and Shield was literally basically this. He goes on to say, "This will do 3 things. 1. Give older fans a chance to relive their childhood, thus awakening a massive dormant demographic." Buddy. I'm sorry to tell you this, that demographic is already there. They're called people above the age of 30. 2. Give newer, younger fans a taste of what originally made the franchise so special. Krekka, again, the original games still exist. They can the new fans can go back and play them. You don't need to make a new fucking game just to appeal to younger fans. In fact, that's what the Pokemon Company's been doing for the past fucking 10 years. Ever since Pokemon Go, they've been pandering to younger fans. You know, with things like Let's Go and, you know, the general casual nature of certain games. And, you know, there's a large amount of younger fans in the franchise. 3. Bridge the gap for older fans who don't connect with newer Pokemon in a way that's familiar to them. Oh, because it's not pixels. There's gonna be a disconnect. Guys, there's no pixels on this one. Therefore, I can't get into it, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I really want to play Pokemon with you guys, but I'm sorry. I'm so intimidated by. I think that's a polygon on the screen. That's actually a lot of polygons together to create like a three-dimensional world. I don't know if I can handle that. I don't know if I can handle a third dimension, dude. Three dimensions might be too much for me. Is that a fucking triangle? Is that a fucking... If we believe that video game cycles are like a pendulum, the near future of gaming may birth a desire for more simplified, block-based aesthetics. We already see it happening with games like Minecraft and Roblox. As technology continues to advance at an alarmingly rapid pace, I personally believe the future will lean towards retro. Kraka, I don't know how to break this to you, Mr. Logang. You're 10 years too late to this trend. Arguably 12. I mean, he mentions Minecraft as if it's new. Minecraft has existed since 2012. If there was a return to retro, which Minecraft is not retro, but this is absolutely something we've been seeing in the indie game space for the longest time. You guys remember Shovel Knight? It was like the pioneer of like,
what if I made like a pixel-based platformer, kind of like in the NES or the SNES? So what if I made like a 16-bit platforming game, just like Mario, except it's not Mario, but it's new?
Now, granted, I will admit that like these nostalgic inspiration things do come in waves. Like right now, we're seeing like a kind of a PS1, N64 era renaissance, something like that. We're getting near to that, kinda. There's a lot of like PS1-esque indie games out there. My point being, this man is simply blind to everything that's going on in the gaming industry. I get it. I mean, I'm sure he's a very busy guy. I'm sure Mr. Logang is a very busy fella. What with his fucking his podcast and his terrible energy drink. But you know, I love the implication too that people are unable to comprehend things that aren't block-based. And now listen, I'll say this as somebody who agrees that that Pokemon was better when it was 2D, like it looked visually better when it was 2D. That's not to say that there's anything against 3D. Like, Pokemon can absolutely work in 3D. It's the way they've been handling it over the years that's been fucking abysmal. And only recently has it been, like, improving slightly. With over 30 million copies of Pokemon Red and Blue sold in the 1990s, Pokemon can provide an experience for die-hard fans of all ages in a way no other company can. Hashtag Pokemon Pink. I swear to God, if the official Pokemon Twitter account replies to this, I will actually kill myself with a gun. I will kirk myself on stream. You know what else I find funny? 30 million copies of Pokemon Blue sold in the 90s. It came out in 96, dude. That's 4 years of the 90s. I love when people act like Pokemon was like this thing that defined the 90s, when it was really the late 90s. You know? That's like, it's literally the equivalent of being born in 96 and being like, yeah, I'm a 90s kid. It's like, Cracker, you weren't even sentient in the 90s. What do you mean? If you were capable of conscious thought, it would have been in like 99 at best. Let's calm down. I'm sure the replies to this are heinous. Not gonna lie, bro. Yeah, the newer Pokemon are cool, but the OGs have my heart forever. There it is again, OGs. I'll play almost every Pokemon game, and the newer ones don't have that spark like the old ones. Or maybe I'm getting old. Yeah, no, it's you're getting old. Oh, gee, why does this game that I used to play as a kid not make me feel like a kid anymore? Because you're not a kid anymore. Because you're above the age of 20. Congratulations. You're an adult. I wouldn't mind something like this. Fire with your starter Pokemon following you, though. I'm gonna be honest with you. This looks genuinely heinous. Now listen, I think the 2D, 3D style can work. But I think Square Enix is kind of the only one that makes it work. If there was a Pokemon game that looked like this, I guess I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I would also be like, this radiates like Nintendo hire this man energy. You know what I mean? Like, you know how like 10 years ago the whole Nintendo hire this man meme was like, what if Pokemon was 3D and open world? Whoa, that would be crazy. and like super hyper realistic. But now that the games are kind of leaning more in that direction, everybody's like, oh no. But now that they're doing it, they have to find something else to Nintendo hire this man about. So it's like, what if it was 2D, 3D? Whoa, Nintendo, hire this man. Yo, I'm sorry. I hate to, guys. I really hate to say this. Adam22, the cuckold, just had a great take. He just said, just play Pokemon Go, dude. Unfortunately, I have to agree with Adam22. Unfortunately, I have to agree with the cuck. I can't believe we have to do this. Anyways, I guess to wrap up my thoughts on this tweet, it's not good. It's not a good tweet. This is peak Gen 1er. Logan Paul is curious as to why he doesn't feel like a child again when he plays Pokemon every 3 years. I don't know, maybe it's because you play it every 3 fucking years and it's still fresh in your mind now. We will never be rid of the Gen 1er plague. It could be 100 years in the future. It could be the year 2126. I had to do the math on that because I'm genuinely retarded. It could be the year 2126. And there will still be people being like, I remember when there were only 151 Pokemon. It's like, Cracker, shut up. I don't care. I don't care that you don't consider anything after Gen 2 not canon. I literally didn't ask. Now listen, I'm not even saying this to be like, I'm actually a real fan and you're not. But like, Logan Paul, like, again, genuinely is a tourist in the Pokemon fandom. He doesn't actually care about it, and the extent to which he does care about it only goes as far as like, what if it was like red and blue though? I love how every couple of years too, like some big internet personality comes out of the woodwork and would be like, guys, wouldn't it be crazy if they remade Pokemon Red and Blue? That would be very crazy. It's like, Cracker, they did that in 2004. There's literally a Gen 1 remake on the Switch right now. What are we talking about? I hate Gen 1ers, dude. I hate them with a burning passion. But anyways, that's gonna do it for this little rantaroony about fucking pocket monster creatures between grown adults. That's gonna be it for this one. Maybe I'll do more little Twitter world rants like this. I don't know. We'll see. I just did this off the cuff because I had the time. I just happened to find 15 minutes to record a video, so we'll do it. I don't know. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this one. If you're sucking dick, make sure you're getting paid. I'm Audi 5000. Deuces.
Who's that Pokemon?